A goal without a really strong why is going to fail. So today, we're going to be discussing how to use your why for an unfair advantage. Hi, my name is Andy Naylor. I am founder and CEO of Naylor Body Design and host of the Optimal Alpha podcast. Welcome along. So, how to use your why for an unfair advantage. That's what we're going to be delving into today. Like, what is a why? What is that? What does it mean? So we're going to delve into that a little bit. And then simply, how are we going to use whatever information comes out from there to give you an unfair advantage over maybe your competition? So just to go back a little bit of a step, so to give you a little bit of perspective, I guess, and a bit of insight, when I did my first show, men's physique show, the first ever competition I did, I think it was back in 2016. I'd never done anything like it before. So I decided to do a men's physique show. It was actually fitness model over 35. I think I was 37 at the time. That's what I decided to do. And I had two whys. I guess I had two reasons for doing it. Well, I was wanting to elevate my coaching business. I was on my own at that point. It was just me and I was training face-to-face with people. And I wanted to elevate my business and add far more credibility to me as a coach and to the business as a whole. So there are many ways to do that, qualifications, experience, yada, yada, yada. But in the world that we're in, how you look holds a lot of value. How you look holds a hell of a lot of value. And as a trainer, a coach, and now mentor, how I look, how I go about my business, like, not just business, but how I go about what I say I'm going to do, holds an incredible amount of value. And people will either look at that and go, yeah, like this dude does what he says he's going to do. And that in of itself means everything. That's credibility. This guy, this coach, this person I'm possibly considering to have coach me, he's done it. He's walked the walk. He's said he was going to do something. He's gone and done it. And okay, he did pretty well. He won his first show. Yeah, like pretty cool. So that was one credibility. And the other was to see if I had what it took to cross the damn finish line. And this is something that I think when everybody competes for the first time, one of their whys, their goals. I'm not just talking about being a competitor here, by the way. It's just a perspective into what happened for me. But I wanted to know, could I actually do it? Was I good enough? Did I have the rules in me to be able to put myself through what I knew was going to be one of the most difficult things I ever did? I had no idea how difficult it was going to be on so many levels. But I wanted to know, did I have what it takes? Because if I was ever going to have to do that for someone else, I needed to have gone through it myself. I've never asked someone else to do something in terms of getting in the shape of their life that I've not done myself. And if I ask someone to put themselves through an incredible amount of suffering to get to their goal, I know that I did that to myself. I know the depths of suffering I put myself into. This is not a woe is me, by the way, but I know what I was capable of. I know what I am capable of through going through 16 weeks of pretty much, pure self-torture for getting ready for a show. But these were my whys. I would not have been able to have gone to the places that I went to. Certainly for the second show, the second time I competed, the place I took myself to that show was pretty damn intense. If I didn't have the whys close to me, I'd never have made it. I'd never even got anywhere close. So those are just two whys to give you an example. The credibility to the business and to me as a coach, which is obviously has all sorts of ramifications in different directions. The growth of the business, the growth of me as a coach, that the ability for me to grow and scale the business and take it to become a legitimate business with other people would want to work inside, that would cater and look after people internationally. Like, I could never have gone off and built this thing if I had no credibility about me. I'd just be another, with no disrespect, but I'd be just another PT on the floor. To take a business to this level, and I knew that I was going to build and grow this business to this level and way beyond where we are, that had to come out of me. And I had to know that I was capable of doing certain things to be able to go off and get other people to do the same. So that's a little bit of the sort of, I guess, background for just that one particular thing. I have many whys in lots of other different areas that I do, but that's just how I picked out these two whys. Add credibility and did I have what it takes? Once I told, this is what I suppose what it really was. Once I told people I was doing it, I was in. I couldn't back out. Well, I could, but everybody can quit. It's easy. And that was not going to be me. No matter, aside from injury or illness, there was no way I was going to quit. Good luck to you if you got in my way. And it would be the same if I decided to do it again. I would become extremely black and white, probably difficult to be around for, to be honest. But the goal is then the goal. And that why is then looked after me, I think. The ability to be able to do that. And yeah, anyway. So what is a why? So simply, your why is going to be your reason for doing something. No reason, no chance of success. But it needs to be deeper than you already think it does. It can't just be a surface level. Okay, Brian, I'm not thinking of any particular. Brian, why do you want to get leaner and drop 30 pounds and see your abs? I want to feel better. Yeah, obviously, but why? Or Thomas, why do you want to get leaner and see? Oh, I'm going on holiday in 4 months' time. Okay, it's a why, and it's not good enough. Because if someone's why is, I'm getting ready for going on holiday, what happens if the holiday gets cancelled? That's it. Bye goal and bye why. Whys have to be deeper. Now, sit there and ask yourself, what is your current goal? Doesn't matter what it is. Physique, health, relationships, business, whatever. Just find a goal in your mind now. Answer me this. Why is it important to you? Right. Something's going to boil to the surface, hopefully. It won't all of the time, but something's going to boil to the surface. Something's going to immediately come to mind. Well, I'm doing this because of this. Okay, cool. I don't know what that thing is. If it's getting leaner, I can imagine, given that I have 7 or 8 consultations every day, I hear the same things over and over again, because I can probably imagine what's going through your mind right now. But obviously, I don't know who's listening, so I can't say for definite. You want to achieve X goal. I ask you why. Something comes to your mind. I say to you, okay, cool, that's awesome. But why? It's the second time I've asked you. So why? 2 times down. Why do you want to achieve the goal? You said X. I said, okay, cool, but why? Now go down a level. What comes to your mind? It's going to get more difficult. It's probably going to, most often, if I ask you another why, you need to take a step back in time. It's something behind you. It might be something in front of you as well. We are moving towards pleasure, a better future in a goal, but we're also moving away from something in the past, pain, a monster behind us. Carrot and stick, we need both. So I've asked you twice why. You should have had something a little bit more deeper now. Okay, cool, whatever that thing is, cool, but why? Go deeper. Let me give you an example. I need to lose 50 pounds and I want to get in shape. Okay, cool, why? Because I want to feel better. I want to finally achieve a goal and feel better. Okay, cool. That sounds awesome, but why? Well, I've never really been in the shape that I wanted to be, and I've always had to wear like XL clothes, and I've always got out of breath a little bit before I thought I should do, and I've never really maybe been as confident as I thought I should be. Now I'm 37, but why? Now it gets difficult, doesn't it? Well, now normally someone will go back and go, well, do you know what? I was always overweight as a kid. And, I spent a lot of time at school, really shying away from situations. When we had like swimming class, I'd try and get out of it because I just felt a little bit ashamed of my body and I didn't really understand why I felt that way. And, the kids used to pick on me and I had to make an excuse why I didn't do the swimming class. And, I never really sort of felt confident with the opposite sex, and I never really sort of asked anyone out, and I wouldn't go to school discos because of it. And I just felt really and I got picked on, and I actually got bullied a little bit for it. And I think that's not now we're starting to find something that has some actual weight behind it, and this is really common. I get something like this a lot, where if I push someone down into 3 or 4 why levels, generally speaking, there's something in the background. And this is just one example of quite often someone who, say, has been overweight their whole life, who was overweight as a kid, is going to get... Now, I don't know what it's like now at school, but when I was at school, don't mean it to be rude, but there was always a fat kid in your class, right? I don't mean that to be disrespectful to anybody, but, I'm 43. We're talking like back in late 80s, early 90s when I was at school. And, here in Britain, not many people were particularly overweight. I'm assuming that's changed a lot over all of the years. And whoever that fat kid was, or the super tall kid was, or the really skinny kid was, or whatever, they got bullied. And if they did not stand up for themselves, they would have got it for the whole of their schooling. And now let me tell you, that will change somebody. That will change somebody. That will change the path of them for the rest of their life until they take control of it. Until they let go of that, the limiting beliefs they've built around it, which I've spoken about before, until they deal with that stuff face on, it's always going to be there. This is what a why looks like. If you cannot go down 3 or 4 levels and find something that means something to you, it will be painful, personal, emotional. Those are the things. Those are the whys. Those are the ones that, if you can find that, like that is, as I'm about to explain to you, then becomes your unfair advantage. Why? Because most people don't do this work. Most people are slightly afraid. Well, most people maybe don't think about it on this way. They get asked the question, why is it important? And they say, because I want to look and feel better. Okay, cool. Everybody wants to look and feel better. That's pathetic. Do more due diligence. Do more work. Get more behind yourself than just that. And the moment you do, you're immediately ahead of everybody else. Okay. Once you've done that work, go and do it. Seriously, go and do it. Maybe come back and tag me on whatever social media you might be connected to me on and show me your whys. 3 or 4 whys. Put why, put the goal, put why, answer it as well as you can on the first level. Then write why in capital letters and answer it again. Then go down as far as you possibly can until you find the thing that's burning in your soul. And when you find that thing, it's going to make all the difference to you. So how can you use this to your unfair advantage? So once you have a deep and strong and meaningful why, make it visual if you can. With an emotion, this is difficult, but there are ways of doing it. Make it visual. Bring it to life. Don't just leave it hiding in your head. Get it out into the real world so you can see it. So examples here are, make it your screensaver on your phone. Like if you can. So for example, like full disclaimer, in the back, for people on YouTube watching this, my screensaver to the back of my phone is currently a really lovely picture of Dubai Marina. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm spending a lot of time in Dubai. I've recently invested a lot of money into an apartment over there. We're looking to get another one to rent out. Like, I'm going to be spending a reasonable amount of money, a reasonable amount of time over there because I enjoy it there. But my why is in front of me. It's on my phone. Like, people on YouTube can see this picture. Like, I see it every multiple times per day. Why? To remind me the thing that I'm moving towards, whatever it might be. Screensavers on your laptop. Since I started doing this, every screensaver I've put on my laptop has come true. I'm not going to tell you what's on there now, but everyone has come true. Absolute no word of a lie. Make visual your whys. So, yeah, screensavers, great thing to do. The back of the door before you leave the house, if it's an appropriate thing to put up. So just before you leave the house to maybe go shopping or go to work or go to the gym, your why is staring at you. What you visualize, you move towards. It's as simple as that. A good example of this is Martina Navratilova. Okay, random name. Really, really good. I don't know what nationality she was. I want to say she was maybe Russian, but I don't know what she was. But she was a tennis player, female tennis player. Very, very, very good. Now, I remember hearing stories about when she was on tour, she would put hundreds of tennis balls. So think of an orange tennis ball, yellow tennis ball. She would put tennis balls all around her apartments where she was staying. So her mind was constantly seeing the thing that she needed to see to achieve her goal. You could say her why. Okay, maybe the why for her going off and being one of the best tennis players on the planet was different. But right there, then and at that point, her why was tennis balls. Need to see and hit tennis balls really, really quickly and well. So she'd put them everywhere. So her mind became focused on it. What we see, we become focused on, and we move towards that which we focus on. So put your whys out there. Don't hide them away. Make goal boards. This is something really useful. It's just like being back at school. Every year, I get a big A2 piece of card, and I put 6 or 7 or 8 really big goals on there. Some are big goals, some are small goals. And I'll put the date, and around that, I will visualize and put my goals on there. Now, these are just individual goals, and there'll be whys attached to all of them. But you move towards the things that you focus on. So if you found your level 4 or 3 why, in fact, for each level of your why, you could probably find a visual representation Some that, others could see and they wouldn't know how deep it goes. Some that only you would be able to see because you know the true depth and emotion and pain of the thing that you're thinking about. So you need to be constantly focused on this why. It needs to be around you. It needs to be a part of you every single day. If you really want to achieve the goal, it nearly needs to bloody consume you in a positive way. And then take your why and break it down. Pull it apart. Start to understand which bits can you change and which bits do you need to just damn well accept. Because some of those things will become limiting stories. And some of those things you can change and some you can't. You can't go back in time and change things that happened. So your why, pulling it out now and using it to achieve a goal, you can't fix the why if it's in the past. You can't do that. But whatever the why is in the past, you getting bullied and being picked on at school because of something, you can't change that. But you will now have a story and limiting beliefs built around protecting yourself because of that. That's what you can undo. That's what you can change. So now it's not only the goal you're going to achieve. Think about this. It's the person you're going to become because of achieving the goal. Goals are great. Getting abs is awesome. But it's the person you will become while going after the goal that's far more valuable to not only you, but the people around you. So if you become a more structured, disciplined individual because of going off and achieving abs and getting as lean as you possibly can, chances are that might motivate, not to use the word motivate, but inspire people around you. Now you're using your why for the greater good. Now there's an additional why, isn't there? You might have the why of getting over these problems that were in your past and a future why of, well, if I can damn well solve this, I can teach my kids how to not end up overweight and end up getting bullied like I did. Now you've got the brighter future why in front of you, and you've got the painful why behind you. You now have your carrot and stick. And that is a great thing just to tag on to this as well. The why isn't just the pain behind you. So I had a why. My whys for doing the show was in the future. It was, I want to have more credibility for the business and so on and so forth, and be able to grow the business. And then ultimately, you could go down in levels and say, I want to grow the business. I want to have, that's more clients around the world, a team working with me, more financial security for my family and I, which then allows more options, more choices. Like the whys go down in different levels. Look into the future and find whys as well that are on the same timeline, the same storyline as the why behind you. The moment you start to tie the whole thing in together, you're unbreakable. You're unstoppable. You have now a massive unfair advantage over the old you. You're nowhere near the old you. You're now something completely different. And then constantly reevaluate your whys. Don't get stuck in a loop. Once you've achieved one, box it off, move on. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. I think we've gone fairly deep today. I hope that's been useful. I hope someone out there has sat there and thought, do you know what, that's something I can go and do. You take a moment, you write your 3 whys down, maybe send them in to me on a social media. I would be very happy to see those. So for now, that's everything. Of course, as always, if you've enjoyed the show, you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to the show. Maybe download the episode. Give us a 5-star review. We appreciate it. It helps with ratings, and ratings are life. It helps us keep up at the top of people's minds, and ultimately, it's helping me help as many people as possible, which is as always the whole point behind this show. So thank you very much. Go and have a great day. I'll be back soon, but for now, over and out.